All right. Welcome one, welcome all. Just doing a sound check, make sure everything is connected. You are tuning into Captivated Mind Radio. Right now, if you're on YouTube, you're watching Captivated Mind TV. And if not, you're just listening in. Hope all is well with everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I know most people are probably home by now, or some are driving home. So just take your time and relax. We're gonna have a conversation today, just a small conversation. Today I was just thinking about some things, and a thought came to my mind, and I want to title it "The Illusion of Power." Right. So in life, I think we come across a lot of things that you know some people would say like we're gaslighted in believing, right? And I start just thinking about the theory of power. When you look at any administration, any form of government, even from back in the day where, with Native Americans, with chiefs, with kings and with rulers, a lot of those power were basically given to a person by someone else, right? Because the way I look at it, power is given. Power is not cannot be forced on, right? And a lot of times I think why people control a lot of people is because of fear, the fear of the unknown or the fear of, you know, the permanent sleep, death. And I think a lot of people throughout history, they knew the psychology of that and they used that in order to control people, right? Um, in order for people to give up their power, to give up the control of themselves, to put it in someone else's hand. And then that's when we come up with the victim mentality, because you have people who complain about a lot of things. And when you ask them, well, why don't you change it? Oh, I can't do that. I don't have the power to. And especially as a believer, and if you are a believer, you should understand that you have the power to do anything that you put your mind to. You know, the only thing that another person that breathes the same air that you breathe can do is, you know, unliven you. It's getting you out of this world. That's the only thing that they can do. But when you make up your mind and your decision to do something, you stand above everybody else. You stand above the rest. You know, I was really thinking about how we allow businesses, we allow our jobs, we allow family members, we allow friends to control us because, you know, if we have a friend, we have a fear of losing that friendship. So we kind of listen to what that person says and we do not confront them when they say certain things that rubs us the wrong way. We kind of let it slide, and then I grew up in a culture where they always talk about good guys and how good guys finish last. And I always think about that. Why does good guys finish last? And what I kind of realize is most good guys, they don't say no because they don't know how to say no. So when someone asks them to do something and they feel uncomfortable, they don't want to lose that friendship or that connection with that person. So for the fear of losing that connection, they go ahead and do that, and then that person start taking them for granted. And some of us, we can look through our family and we can see that there are family members that do the same thing. There are family members that will ask you to do stuff over and over again, knowing that it's not something that you're necessarily comfortable with, but that you will continually do it. And what they do is they exploit that and they keep pushing the envelope until you say no. And as soon as you say no, that's when they get upset at you. And that's when you see their true colors. But here in Captivated Mind TV, here in Captivated Mind Radio, our big thing is for us to be mindful of what captures our mind. And the thing that I don't want us to have capture our mind is fear. If you're a believer, you know that the Bible tells us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but He has given us power. He has given us love, and He has given us a sound mind. Now, in order for us to have a sound mind, we have to think be- beyond the normal things of life and what everybody else in this world will perceive as normal, because we have to have a state of equanimity or balance where we just think differently, if that make any sense, and with that is identifying who you are and identifying that the power that you have is in saying no. Your power that you have is in saying yes. The power that you have is choice. And as a believer, that's something that we all need to realize and recognize, is that God give us that power of choice. God could have made it that when He created this world, you had no choice but to follow Him. But He gave us the power of choice. So He put before us, the Bible says, I put before you a life and death. Those are choices. And He wants us to choose life, because what He does is He tells us that there are consequences to our actions. And it's so funny because this world is designed in such a way where everything that is in God's word, that's in the Bible, is reflect throughout nature and throughout things with different laws and dynamics of this world. It's just written in, if you're a coder, you understand, it's written in the code, right? Cause and effect, it's just written in nature. And it's the same thing when it comes with power. When you are gripped by fear, you give up your power. When you're gripped by doubt, you give up your power. When you're gripped by anxiety, you give up your power, right? And if you are a believer, God wants us to maintain that hold of our power, of our choice to say no, and to not be confounded or tied up by fear. That's why He said He has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. I don't know if you guys remember, but last week, Wednesday, when I came on, the topic was mentioning using the formula that Mr. Toyota came up with asking the reasons why. So if you find out that you are giving up your power, you need to ask yourself, why are you giving up this power? And if it's because of fear, what is it that you fear? And if you fear losing a family member, that should not even be a thing. If you have members in your family that they can only be family when you say yes to everything, then that is not truly a family member. And if you have friends that you cannot say no to without them getting mad or causing a scene, then that is not really your friend. The thing is, a true friend consider you. A true friend empathize with you. A true friend has understanding, right? And so I'm hoping that a lot of you that are listening here on Captivated Mind Radio, and if you're watching on YouTube, that those of you that are listening, that you guys will really pay attention to what I'm trying to say here, right? We give our power away to too many things and too many people and too much administration, and they do not necessarily know how to manage it. If we can't manage it, so we give it to someone else and they can't even manage it, right? And so with that, find out what it is that you can control, and with that control, maintain your power. Find out what your foundations are. There was a song back in the day that I used to listen to. It's a secular song, and part of the song, the guy said they met. This is just a quote from the verse. It says, "I met an old man once. He said to me, 'The only thing that matters is what you believe. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.'" Right now, the reason why, as a person, I'm talking from a Christian perspective, but this works with anyone. You have to have a foundation of belief in your life, right? And whether you want to believe, call it a belief or not, that's exactly what it is your core values, your core belief. And you have to stand on that 10 toes down to the point where if people are willing to extract themselves from your life, that is fine. Because you have to have that boldness, that confidence in those core foundation that even if someone tries to pull you away from that and you say no, and if they say, well, our friendship is over, you be like, you know what? The years that I have with you, I really enjoy, and I thank you for being my friend. But if this upsets you so much that you want to leave this relationship, I just bid you good luck and take care of yourself. Easier said than done, because there could be friends in your life that you've been friends with since you were in elementary school, and but people change over time. And if they cannot respect you, and you cannot respect your values, then that friendship is not important. Now, it is not a true friendship, is what I meant to say. And not to say that you cannot be friends with someone that share different views, but it's a matter of respect and empathy and understanding that, okay, we share different views, but we can still connect and we can still talk. I know a lot of was it a few years ago they came up with the whole cancel culture. You say something on YouTube, you say something on some social media platform, and then people are rallying around each other to cancel you. And I never got that. I never understood that, because talking about the power, right? If I view something on social media that I don't like, I just don't watch it. Because the thing is, a lot of platforms on social media, right? They're fed or they grow through subscribers and connection with people, right? And if you don't watch it and if you don't draw attention to it, then people don't go and watch those streams. So to me, I never really got that. Follow and subscribe to people who you value the things that they say, that you respect the things that they say, and then anyone that doesn't you know that you would want to cancel culture, just don't watch it, do not support what they do. What I mean? It's just like we live in, especially here in the United States, everyone has freedom of choice. Everyone has um, the capability of speaking their mind, and that freedom, you know just as in Christianity, God has given us that freedom to speak, the freedom to do whatever we want to do. But just as in science, cause and effect, there within the freedom, right, our actions come with consequences, right? And some of those consequences, going back to the whole talk about power, some of those consequences is you may lose some quote unquote friends, but if they're truly your friends, they will stick by you and they'll still respect you, and they should still be able to be open with you, and then you can even get to a point where you guys agree to disagree. But as people, we should not push our values on other people. We can share it so that we can have a general understanding of each other, you know so I just really want you guys to just take that to thought, take that in mind, as we go from day to day. I'm not going to really spend much longer on this. I'm trying to get used to this new to me platform here on YouTube, and trying to get my lightings right. If you guys have any pointers, just shoot it in the comment for me. If you have any ideas of topics that you guys want to discuss, you can go ahead and comment that for me as well. I know on this that I have comments open, so I can watch comments here as well. I have banners. So I'm learning to understand this platform. And if you're listening to Captivated Mind Radio, I believe later on tonight we're gonna have Pastor Penny with Bible study. So you guys can tune in and you guys can listen as he goes through some Bible scriptures. Guys, this is Captivated Mind Radio. This is Captivated Mind TV for those of you on YouTube. If you can go on YouTube and you can look up Captivated Mind, I'd like you guys to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share. And on this channel too, what I want to start doing is doing some live, do some live reaction to some videos. I'm just figuring out how to play videos as I share videos. Sorry, as I am on air. Not only that, I'm not going to always do live on YouTube. I might do some videos after that. But as I mentioned last week, Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, my goal is to do once a week, either Tuesday or Wednesday, do a video, or if we do just Tuesday, it's just going to be a recording. Uh, that is the plan. So I hope you guys, as you're driving home, hope you have a wonderful drive. Be safe. Pay attention to the road. Do not be distracted. And guys, you know the Florida laws has changed, so you cannot even touch your phone when you're driving. So I hope you're not touching your phone. I hope this is just being played through the Captivated Mind Radio app. Yes, guys, I don't know if you guys know this already, but we do have an app on both Amazon, sorry, on Amazon. We do have a app on Android, and we also have an app on Apple, and it's Captivated Mind Radio. So if you guys can download that app, then you can tune in to us basically at any time. And I know in the morning from 6 to 8:15 we have Cam's morning show where there'll be morning devotionals, so you guys can tune into that. It won't, if you're watching on YouTube, it won't be on YouTube. It's just going to be on the radio app. We also have different people that collaborate with us. So you have Sister Cams. She has a show on Wednesday nights from 11 to 1. For those of you who like to stay up late night, it's a live show, so you can call in as well, and she'll put out the number as well. And on Wednesday, tomorrow night, from oh, I think I got it wrong. So Wednesday is from 11 to 1. Sunday is from, I think, 9 to 11. So you can tune in. We have our friend Grant or Gigi that on GGFM. He's gonna be on this station with Bible study on Monday at 11 p.m. So for those of you who like to stay up late and you want to get some Bible study before you go to your bed, you can go ahead and tune in. Do not mind that sound. My system, my Alexa system was on. And guys, also be mindful of that too. On the Alexa app, we have a skill called Captivated Mind Radio, so that if you're home, you can also tune in as well. There's so much more that we want to do and get better with Captivated Mind Radio and Captivated Mind TV. And we want you guys to come along with us for the ride. Want you guys to grow with us in experience and in knowledge. And if you guys can gift us with your time, with your presence, with your comments, with your subscription, we'll greatly appreciate it. Now, guys, I want to say thanks again for tuning in. I don't know if I have anything else that I'm missing. Just as always, be mindful of what captures your mind and stay tuned for the rest of our program today. All right, guys, be safe.